This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. And it's Tuesday. Thanks for watching KVUE News Daybreak 4:30. I'm Yvonne Nava. Let's get a look at what we're tracking with Storm Team Meteorologist Erica Lopez. Hi, Erica.
Good morning, Yvonne. Well, waking up to a quiet start to our Tuesday morning. Live look just outside of the KVUE studios. All is quiet, partly cloudy conditions out there this morning. We're talking temperatures near average for the start of our day. 71 degrees at Camp Mabry. AVIA also dew points in the mid to upper 60s this morning. That's the case throughout the entire viewing area. But notice all is quiet on radar. Completely different from the storms we had overnight. Caused quite the commotion across the viewing area. But now we're entering into a very quiet and peaceful weather pattern. Lots of sunshine in our forecast and temperatures near average. So that's definitely some good news. Here's what you can expect for our Tuesday. The next 12 hours, partly sunny day in store. By lunchtime, temperatures will be in the lower 80s, mid to upper 80s this afternoon, but our forecasted high is 92 degrees today. Yvonne, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, 2 people are safe this morning after a fire ripped through their home overnight. It was reported at about 2:30 this morning on Houston Street in central Austin. After heavy flames were seen coming out of the backside of the house, 2 homes were damaged by the fire. Flames actually jumped, though, from one house to another. Thankfully, no one was injured. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Here in Austin, we may soon find out whether Governor Greg Abbott will call a special session. He is holding a press conference this afternoon in his office, and this morning it is not clear whether he'll call that session, but he has been under intense pressure to address property tax reform and the so-called bathroom bill. Today's conference starts at 2:30. New information this morning on the London terror attacks. British authorities have now identified 2 of the 3 terrorists. As ABC's Lana Zach reports, one was previously known to authorities as a potential threat.
Authorities have known for years that 27-year-old Karam Butt desired strict Islamic Sharia law in Britain.
Someone had an ISIS-looking flag on them.
Why are you touching him for?
The suspected terrorist was even featured in a British TV documentary called The Jihadis Next Door.
We always ask ourselves, well, should we have known? Could this have been prevented?
British authorities have now named 2 of the 3 suspected terrorists, but a British citizen born in Pakistan and 30-year-old Rashid Radouan of Libyan or Moroccan descent. Both men come from this East End neighborhood in London. On Saturday night, police believe they carried out their murderous intent. Watch as a restaurant manager holds the door against one of the knife-wielding terrorists, saving lives, but others would be lost. Among them, Canadian Chrissy Archibald and Londoner James McMullen.
While our pain will never diminish, it is important for us to all carry on with our lives in direct opposition to those who would try to destroy us.
That sentiment at the core of this nation's spirit and echoed by London's mayor.
As a proud and patriotic British Muslim, I say this: you do not commit these disgusting acts in my name.
British authorities confirmed that Karam Butt was in fact known to them, and a neighbor even called in a tip to an anti-terror hotline about his threats. And now the top counterterrorism official in Britain says that their strategy will radically change. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Well, the Austin Police Association wants APD to change policy so officers can shoot into moving vehicles while they're on patrol. President of the Austin Police Association, Ken Cassidy, believes changing the policy will help law enforcement fight terrorism. And right now, APD's policy states that firing into a moving vehicle will only be attempted by units specially trained in and equipped for this tactic. Cassidy says that usually means SWAT and not patrol officers. But he feels the policy creates big safety concerns. Several patrol officers have approached him about changing the policy, and it looks like APD is on board.
If you have officers second-guessing themselves on what to do on a call, especially a call like a mass casualty call like that, or a call where people are being run over with a vehicle, the officers have to have the confidence and the full backing of their department.
APD sent us a statement saying, quote, there is also a provision in the policy that the department does not restrict an officer's right to use deadly force when the driver of the vehicle uses it as a weapon against the officers or others, end quote. And Cassidy says Chief Brian Manley will change the policy within the next 2 to 3 weeks. If your 4th of July plans include fireworks, well, prepare to be disappointed, unfortunately. Coyote police are cracking down with their zero tolerance policy on fireworks inside city limits with their new campaign, "You light it, we write it." Those who set off fireworks will be issued a citation, not a warning. Those tickets can be as much as $500. Kyle has an annual fireworks extravaganza at Plum Creek Golf Course. All Kyle residents are invited to enjoy that show for the 4th of July instead of using their own fireworks. Well, new this morning, one of Austin's local rideshare services is saying farewell overnight. Fair just announced that it will no longer be operating in Austin due to a loss of business. The rideshare has been in Austin for about a year now. Uber and Lyft just came back to Austin last week, and many other rideshare companies are struggling now that those two are back. Fair issued a statement saying, quote, "We wish you all the best. Thank you for keeping it really weird, too. We enjoyed the opportunity to serve and get to know so many of you. Your business never went unappreciated. We will never forget you, Austin." Well, the Austin area has a lot of outdoor gems like the beautiful Hamilton Pool. The pool's back open for the summer after 2 drownings last year shut it down. KVUE's Nicole Rosales tells us there are some new safety features in place.
With more and more people coming to the preserve, staff say they have to make sure that they're protected. So that's why they installed nearly 50 of these life vests, all free of charge here. And over the last month, they say people are really taking advantage of it. This is a Texas destination spot and has been for decades. But Hamilton Pool was closed down for nearly a year after a pair of drownings.
It breaks my heart.
Tamara Knox has been working at the preserve for the last 11 seasons. She says when incidents like this happen, grief follows close behind.
Their whole lives are changed. Our lives are changed in that, we have this to deal with.
The pool has about a 30-foot drop towards the back, where you see the darker shades of teal. Staff say the ground below is just as jagged as the top of the cave.
There could be a lot of hazards.
That's why Travis County Park officials decided to install a life vest kiosk in children and adult sizes.
Almost every single day, they're pretty much used up, and folks are out there with them on. So that's a great thing.
With almost 50 in stock, swimmers can grab one at no cost to them. There's even a bold sign to tell them how to properly secure it.
I think a lot of times, specifically for someone like myself that's is not a local, is unfamiliar with it, I see pictures, it's beautiful. We don't know the hidden dangers.
Brian Deutschman is visiting from St. Louis. He says it's paramount to keep safety measures in mind.
I think anything in nature, whether it's Hamilton Pool, whether it's a river, it's an ocean, or a mountain, I think it's good that you eliminate any risk and the safety of your guest in your best interest, and I think that's what they're doing.
Staff continues to provide throw rings as well, a total of 3 placed around the pool.
I think you're kind of foolish not to use it.
Aiming to keep safety a priority. Also keep in mind, if you do want to visit the pool, you have to have a reservation. Reporting at Hamilton Pool, Nicole Rosales, KVUE News.
Meanwhile, strong storms roll through central Texas Monday afternoon, right around the time people drove home from work. Take a look at this video taken at the W Hotel in downtown Austin. The wind and rain whipping at the doors to the hotel. Oh, I wouldn't have wanted to get out in that. The wind even knocked over, I should say, a billboard on 9th Street and Lamar Boulevard. No word yet on when it will be replaced. So definitely, if you want to take an afternoon nap or what have you, you couldn't because you were awake. There was a lot of noise out there.
Yeah, or for us who go to sleep at that hour, I know those storms definitely woke me up. They were very impressive and definitely brought in lots of beneficial rainfall. Here's a look at the rainfall we saw. In the last few days, this is what we've seen, but Monday, notice 1.39 inches reported in officially at Camp Mabry. So we definitely needed that rain here in central Texas, and this is what we saw across the viewing area. The green shaded spots, that's our heaviest rainfall accumulation, and notice central Travis County, Williamson County had the most. This is what we saw across Austin Metro. Radar indicated over a couple of inches in some isolated spots, so very impressive rainfall totals with some of those storms. Here's a look at what you're waking up to this morning. Temperatures in the 70s. Expect a mix of sun and clouds. A small 10% chance of maybe some patchy drizzle and isolated shower this morning. It's only because of the fact that Humidity levels are close to the temperature, so that could produce a possible sprinkle this morning. But this is how today is going to play out. We're calling it a partly sunny day, meaning more clouds and sun out there, but still no rain shower chances throughout the afternoon, and highs will be near average in the lower 90s. I'm talking lots of sunshine in the forecast. I'll break down exactly what we can expect. I think lots of folks are going to love it for the first full week of summer. I'll give you all the details in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good. Well, speaking of weather, it's that time of the year to start getting ready for hurricane season. Over 2 million people live in an evacuation zone in Texas and along the Texas coast. 22 counties are in storm surge inundation areas. Yesterday, the Department of Public Safety's Texas Division of Emergency Management held a meeting to remind Texans to make plans now to protect themselves and their families later and before a storm develops.
Because we plan for this, we train for this, and we take this very seriously. And we have a lot of disasters in Texas, so we get a lot of practice and real-world experience doing that. When you talk about 174-mile-an-hour winds or faster, that can do a lot of damage, but it's really the surge of the water that we see kills more people.
TPS says assemble an emergency kit, review hurricane evacuation maps, make a plan, and stay informed about changing weather conditions in and around your area. Kids who follow the rules could get some free ice cream this summer. How about that? The Pflugerville Police Department is on the lookout for children who look both ways before crossing the street, wear a helmet while riding a bike, and walk their bikes across crosswalks. If they're spotted, they can get a free ice cream cone. The program will last through the summer. A data breach here in Austin that goes back nearly 4 years. A local doctor's office making the announcement on what you need to do if you've been impacted.